So I recently posted a video showing my process for how I do sandblast engraving of my glassware, bottles, and some other things that I do. There is another method of engraving that I use, and that is laser engraving. Now, why would I do both? Why don't I choose one or the other for my work? A couple reasons for that. Each version of engraving has its different strengths. So for example, with the laser that you're watching here, once I get it set up, I can walk away and go do other things, so I can multitask as this runs, which is really nice. Definitely useful when you need to get a lot of stuff done. The other thing is the level of detail. Now, with the laser, the sky is the limit on how much detail I can get on there. If I can draw it, I can laser engrave it. As you saw with the video, with the sandblasting, I have that weeding process, which then limits the amount of detail that I can get, because I have to physically get in there and weed out the different little bits. So while I do, if I don't mind saying so myself, a pretty good job of getting good detail on that, I am still limited as opposed to the laser where there's no limitation. So why not just do the laser? Less labor, less cost, more detail. I can set it up and walk away. Why even bother with sandblasting? There's a couple of reasons for that. One, the laser engraved bottles and pint glasses versus the sandblasted ones have a different sort of look to them. So here would be an example of two glasses with harp artwork. Clearly this one's a lot more simple than this one that has a ton of cool details in it. But this one pops a little more because that sandblasting, that hazing that happens when you do the sandblasting, etches it away differently than the laser does and just gives it a different look. The other difference is when you touch a sandblasted pint glass, it's got a different feel. And it also allows me to do what I call my ghost glasses, where I sandblast the entire glass, leaving just the artwork transparent. Again, a different look, a different feel that I would not be able to do with the laser. But again, the laser has its advantages because no doubt the level of detail I can get is really cool. Also, comparing the stoneware bottles. Lasered, tons of detail on the bear there, but not as deeply carved when I do the sandblaster. There's more of a 3D effect when I'm doing the stoneware. Sandblaster will get it deep in there, give it a bit of a different look. The laser, sky's the limit on detail. So that's why I will use both techniques, just depending on what it is I want to do. It is nice to be able to set this up and sandblast and get 2 for 1 for my time. But that's a little explanation as to what goes into my engraving and why I choose to do one type of engraving versus another.